Hello guys, today we're gonna be watching ZackDFilms. So ZackDFilms is like a guy, he makes like a lot of animated shorts, and they're like funny and sometimes they're like serious. So yeah, okay, let's go into this.
When you shave a hair, you expect it to grow back normal.
Shave a hair? Wait, does that actually happen? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Why am I so dumb? Why would I expect it not to grow back?
Normally, but occasionally, as the hair grows, it will actually curl back.
What? Occasionally, it will actually grow back
Into the skin.
This
leads to what's known as an ingrown hair.
I thought you can see ingrown hairs. Like you can see the hair. I thought. Oh, I'm learning today.
People think you're just supposed to pluck these out, but that will actually just irritate the area more. If possible, you should guide the tip of the hair in the right direction so it continues to grow correctly. When you shave a hair...
Okay, well, I don't think I have any ingrown hairs. Hope not.
You expect it to grow back normally, but occasionally, when you wax your hair, you're not just removing the hair above the skin, you're actually yanking out the entire hair from the follicle. Now, this is usually painful because the hairs are held in pretty firmly at the base. This is also why waxed hair takes longer to grow back. And sometimes the hair that regrows is weaker and thinner. That's because pulling hair out by the root can damage the follicle.
So when you wax, it like pulls like the root or something.
Leads to less hair growth.
Less hair growth?
When you wax your hair thinner, that's because pulling hair out
by the root
can damage the
follicle. Oh, I didn't know that.
Which leads to less hair growth.
So that leads to less hair growth.
You're not just removing the hair above the skin. Most people use tweezers to pluck out unwanted hairs. And
most people use tweezers to pluck out unwanted hair.
While this is an easy way to remove them, plucking actually rips out the entire root. This damages the follicle, which can cause when you shave a hair, you slice it at the skin's surface, which means it almost immediately starts growing back. But if you use laser hair removal, the process becomes a little more permanent. This is because laser hair removal targets the hair. You've probably noticed that when you shave hair on your body, it grows back thicker.
Why are we getting hair?
If you use a pore strip, an adhesive patch forcefully rips out blackheads from your nose, but it also strips the skin of its natural oils, which disrupts its protective. When you shave dry skin, the razor will scrape and pull on the hairs, causing a... Have you ever wondered... If you get a pimple, blackhead, or any other random bump, you most likely have acne. But what actually is
that's okay.
That's okay. Well, it all begins in your hair follicle. You see, hair follicles contain an oily substance known as sebum. Now, normally, sebum travels along the hair and works as a moisturizer. But sometimes there's too much, which makes it...
of sebum in your hair.
Build up. This excess oil mixes with dead skin and ends up clogging your hair follicle.
So wait, what?
It build up. This excess oil mixes with dead skin and ends up clogging.
So that ends up clogging
your hair follicle. This causes it to swell and form into what we...
So it swells and forms into something as...
know as acne. If you get a pimple, if you have lice in your hair, most people think...
Why are we getting hair?
Have you ever noticed those rings on the bottom of your headphone plug? Well, they actually tell you a lot about your headphones. You see...
Well, I'm actually using headphones right now. Yeah, I know. It has that thing. Yeah.
One ring is for mono playback, which provides identical sound to both ears. And 2 rings are for stereo sound, where each ear gets its own sound channel.
I don't like that. I don't like that. So it like blocks my ear.
Well, it means your headphones come with a microphone. Whoa. Have you ever noticed those rings on the bottom of your headphone plug? Well, they actually...
Whoa.
If you crack open an oyster, there's a small chance that you'll find a pearl inside.
You crack open a pearl inside an oyster. Yo! Bro, that's really cool. I wish that would happen.
These pearls are used to make jewelry and are usually worth several $100s. So how the heck does an oyster make them? Well, if something small, like a piece of a shell, gets into an oyster, it will cover it in a thin layer of a hard, shiny material. Gradually, the oyster buries this shell fragment in multiple layers of this material, and over time, it creates a bump. As the layers add to the bump, they smooth it out and eventually form a pearl. If you crack open an oyster, there's a small...
That's lucky. Bro, you'd be so lucky to get that.
You know when you're about to fall asleep and your body suddenly jerks? Yeah. Well, this is known as a hypnic jerk, and no one really knows why it happens. You see, it takes place as your brain is switching from being awake to falling asleep. And the theory is that your brain gets confused during this time, thinking that you're falling down instead of falling asleep. So
I actually feel like that. That's what I feel like.
It sends a quick jolt to your body. You know when you're about to fall asleep and your body suddenly jerks? Well, this is when you shave with a normal razor, the multiple blades pass over your skin, cutting the hair just above the skin's surface. And while they're convenient and easy to use, these razors can cause ingrown hairs and irritation if the blade... You know when you're about to fall asleep...